We have our Celestial versus Celestial game number 1 of the semifinals of the Alpha Navigators Cup EMEA 14. We are here on the first Alpha Navigators since the release on Early Access, and we're going to be jumping into Boneyard for game number 1. Players drafted down to this pick. So this is the game they are both happy to go with for their game number 1. Good luck, have fun going around. So we have in the bottom left, it is gonna be, I said bottom left, but really it is slowly shifting towards the top right, is our player Keiras, and on the other side, not shifting at all to the bottom left, it is gonna be Captain Alex. It's already getting a prism out and mining as fast as possible. So both of these players, very good Celestial players. This is a mirror matchup. There were actually not a lot of them during the Swiss stage. Now, of course, because we're getting to the top 8, there are a number of Celestial players and also a number of Infernal players. And whoever wins this series will have to face an Infernal player for the finals, for the claim victory once and for all for this EMEA bracket. So on Lone Argent moving through for Captain Alex. He's going to be trying to chase off and find out more about the base of Keiras. Keiras, who is actually not doing anything rushy. It seems like both of these players are going to be wanting to play a more macro-oriented game. They have grabbed a second base, put down a battery, creation chambers, and just kind of solidify their early position. They're not going to be looking to cheese, to do anything weird. Monogar Enjoyer or Captain Alex is a little bit trying to do something funky here, sending out a few urgents and kind of dealing damage that way, but the problem is that with a battery on the spot and the ability to put down a Sovereign Watch, worst case scenario, it's not a lot Captain Alex is going to be able to do to dislodge that expansion. It does mean that he can get his expansion up if he has enough Luminite, which I don't know if he does at the moment, and he's actually moving the Morph Core that I would have thought would have been a Luminite, a solar array south. So probably gonna be looking to create a creation chamber somewhere in the front line. The Argents are trying to go through the other way. They're gonna get spotted and they're gonna see the battery right there. The other Argents are now gonna respond. The Sovereign Watch unfortunately picks up on the neutral creep instead of the Argents. It's something that is not gonna make Keiras very happy to see. It's a bit of a bug, a bit of a complicated relationship between the Sovereign Watch and the other players. So, well, the neutrals are, you know, returning the favor by attacking the Morph Core. So they're daisy chaining, little bug targeting to actually get done what they wanted to do. And so the Morph Core is actually gonna go down. It's not gonna be able to survive the attack from the neutral camp that Keiras was attacking in just the weirdest fate of them all. And there is a creation chamber going down for the side of Captain Alex. He wants to have that very up in your face sort of production of Argents, and it is obviously going to be complicated to control that. On the other side of the map though, not a lot going on for our Photon Cannon Enjoyer. He's just on one base trying to control the rhythm here. But this is gonna get complicated if he doesn't actually survive and win this series, because you have to consider that the two bases with solar arrays and then being able to put out prisms on top of that, that is gonna be very complicated. It's gonna complicate the ability for Captain Alex to pose a threat. Once those two bases are nice up and running, they get like a couple of prisms working as well and all of that. So now the Argents on the high ground are shooting to the ones in the low ground. Of course, the arc ship from Captain Alex is giving them vision on that high ground, and that is why they can shoot back up. But if the arc ship is not there, then this will be a much more different story. The health camp is also very good. It allows the Argents to stay there. Now a big fire, Sovereign Watch going, the batteries are recharging the Argents to keep up the fight with the energy. Of course, focus fire here is going to be very important. Captain Alex was in a good position, but he wasn't target firing the ones with the most energy, which posed the biggest threat, even that they could still fire very powerful projectiles. And now I think Captain Alex is in a very bad situation. One of his creation chambers is all the way on the other side of the map, and it's not like Keiras. Yeah, it's not like Keiras is gonna have a difficult time trying to get to his opponent's base. So that is GG. That is gonna be game number 1 for Keiras. We're in on game number 2 between Keiras and Captain Alex. We have on the south side Captain Alex Photo Cannon Enjoyer. He's immediately going for a second arc ship right out of the gate, and on the north side we have our fellow Keiras, who's also going with the same strategy, getting an arc ship done immediately and a couple of morph cores. So this is gonna be okay. This is gonna be a clown fiesta. This is gonna be the morph core rushing clown fiesta that we all know and love. But actually, Photon Cannon Enjoyer decided to swap away from that one. He actually canceled the arc ship, went with a creation chamber, starting to get some Argents going, and he's gonna float a morph core to the other side. So you can see that they were getting power surge to construct the morph cores faster. Now this is something that Captain Alex is gonna see. He's gonna be floating into this direction, and he's gonna find out that there are a bunch of morph cores. They're all coming to his side of the base. So will the Origins be enough in this entire fight to actually protect against this? We'll have to find out soon enough, really. It seems it was a bit of a blind build for both players. They just went with their heart and, you know, used their noggin for everything else. In comes the arc ship and the morph core. They are staying behind for now. 2 more morph cores going out. They are insane with 8 damage, 10 armor. They're just pushing forward. The Argents are firing as best they can. Try and get a good shot here. They're gonna be able to hit one of the morph cores enough to go down. The link node goes down, and this one is gonna need to be upgraded to a spark node right away, but it's gonna take a little bit of time. A creation core, a creation chamber goes down for the side of Keiras and gets an immediate Sovereign Watch. It does mean that the Sovereign Watch is not shooting other structures, so at the time you can just stay away, don't let the Sovereign Watch get you. The main thing is that Sovereign Watch also doesn't fire against morph cores, as far as I know, so you are a little bit in the rough here to try and use your abilities to get something done here. Thankfully, the strike nodes should be able to attack structures and just generally all enemy units. Yeah, you can see that it is attacking the morph core right there when it's floating up. So this is gonna be a big conflict here. Sovereign Watch there, and it gets destroyed. That's a big win for Captain Alex. If he gets the, yeah, he got the other morph core as well, and now the creation chamber is getting attacked. So Captain Alex is actually in a fairly good position here. 2 morph cores destroyed. They couldn't shape into anything else. There is a Sovereign Watch for the side of Keiras, but you know, Captain Alex is just chilling. He's just waiting for his opportunity. He has strike nodes out into the front line that are more than happy to fire things, and he probably has enough Argents that he can maybe think about pushing forward and trying to destroy one of those batteries or some other link node. Maybe the creation chamber itself once it gets rid of that Sovereign Watch. And because the strike nodes are just firing onto the chamber constantly, this could be a very good timing here for Captain Alex to go and do that. Back in base, there is nothing going on, so once this is over for Keiras, if it is over for Keiras, it will be very hard to pull into a full macro game from it. So creation chamber goes down, link node goes down, Keiras GG's, and that is Captain Alex taking a win on Jagged Maw within like 5 minutes. And we're going to Broken Crown. So a classic map, but with Celestials, nothing is classic, nothing is usual. So we'll have to see what they decide to do here. So once more, and for definitely the final time today, we have Keiras on the bottom right, on the bottom left, slowly shifting towards the right as Celestials, and on the other side of the map as the mirror, it is Captain Alex. We just almost decided to go for a second auction, but instead goes for the Creation Chamber. Both players have been playing this sort of rushy Celestial style that we've seen a lot of, and to be sure, it has given a lot of players both good luck and bad luck when it comes to their matches. And they are now coming through and playing it all over again. In it goes, the arc ship there. Argent starting to pour out. Keiras has not built anything, I don't think. Has he built something? Where? Oh? Okay, so the Creation Chamber. That's the extent of it, I guess. Just not gonna have... Okay, Creation Chamber behind, sure. What is Keiras cooking here? Control over the middle is very good, but your main mining operation is here. And if this place is unprotected, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble. So power bank goes down. Morph core for Captain Alex turns into a battery here, and now a couple of link nodes. So I guess the idea here is just get the link nodes, start pushing there. And now is the push on the other side for Keiras. A little bit of a base trade, if you could believe it. If Celestials have a base, well, they're trading them right now. Arshik moving in with a couple more Morph's cores, and that Argent is pretty much dead, I think. No energy is gonna heal that back up. And now the Morph core is actually in danger. Captain Alex pulls back. Keiras continues to move forward, even though, like, this area is very dangerous. This one's turning into strike nodes. Yeah, they're gonna start spamming here. And although Keiras is gonna move out, you're basically giving up the mine to our friend Captain Alex, who, yeah, he didn't get to expand here, but he now gets to expand on your base. Alright, so quick expansion here to get a couple of strike nodes. That Morph core is gonna be chasing the collection array for a while, and even though the collection array can heal, the rate of healing is not enough. Oh, but he actually changes his sight onto somewhere else. And on here, the Argents have been able to actually get a lot of damage down to that collection array. This is a messy game overall. You have a lot of movement in both bases, and not entirely sure what could happen where. But it seems from the look of it, Keiras might be on a better position just slightly, but not by a ton. Strike node is up for the side of Keiras on their now 1 expansion. Creation Chamber goes up too. Another attack here. Getting the strike node down is a pretty big move. And now Sovereign Watch to try and kill one of those. Very good strikes. But Keiras base is no more in the first place. And it seems like the original solar array also got destroyed, sorry. So what can Keiras do from this position? Obviously, one option is to use the natural expansions of your opponent to try and gain an edge there, but it's gonna be very complicated. More and more Argents being made. Supplies are roughly even too. Quite a stalemate here for both players. Neither is quite sure what they want to do. Keiras still has control over the middle of the map, which might be valuable in some capacity, but I don't think it's particularly important. And Captain Alex has a morph core that is just flying around, not doing anything. So we'll have to wait and see. And yeah, Captain Alex decides to GG out after getting attacked on the main. It's a GG well played, and it'll be